In this video, we're going to be going over the most important settings you need to make sure you either have changed or don't have set for your YouTube channel. So the first setting that you need to make sure you have selected is this little checkbox right here where it says publish to subscription feed and notify subscribers. Now this is on every video and you can change this to the upload defaults, but you definitely want to make sure you have this selected. Otherwise, most of your viewers will not see your content when you publish it. So make sure that you do have this setting checked so it will actually go to people's subscription feed and notify anyone that has notifications on for your channel. The next setting is the content audience. So the next section is under the audience section, and this is where you will mark if your content is made for kids or if it's not made for kids. Now, this one's important because there are different restrictions legally for advertising and how that's done for kids. So if you are making content that is primarily for kids, then you definitely need to make sure you have this checked. It can, again, you can have legal consequences or you can have consequences with YouTube as well. And if you need to read more, you can click what content's made for kids. They generally state anything that would only be enjoyed by people 13 years of age and younger though. The next setting is the altered content setting. Now this is pretty much their AI setting. So if you are using AI to make your content, or if it is showing AI content that is supposed to be something like a celebrity or a figure, then you definitely need to make sure you have this checked. Again, this can have implications with YouTube getting demonetized or even legal implications down the road. And you can see how they kind of generalize this. So makes a real person appear to say or do something they didn't do, alters footage of a real event or place, or generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So if you use AI for some things, you don't have to mark every single time you have AI in this. But if you are pretending to be someone or talk like someone, then you probably should have this checked. And all this does is leaves a little message down below. It's not really suppressing your content at all. So it's going to be up to you to select either yes or no. The next setting here is the automatic chapters. Now what this does is when you're scrolling on YouTube and you see on the bottom where it says different names of chapters, that is what this is. YouTube will automatically generate these if you have these selected. And one of the things you actually want to do is unselect this. It's sometimes not great how they generate them or even title them. And what you can do to generate your own chapters in here is you can come into your description and you can start by just going 000 and then titling whatever this section is. And then let's say I did tip number 1 in here. I could put that starts at 1 minute and 5 seconds. And then I would just go down the line here and do, okay, my next one's at 10:15, and I would title it and so on. And you could do this and YouTube will automatically create chapters that way without having to use their AI, which can sometimes be inaccurate or even kind of weird or miss things. So I recommend doing it in your description. Next is featured places. And this is something that you're probably not going to be using. What this does is pretty much lets YouTube show your location wherever you are if you're in a public space. So I unselect this, but it's completely up to you if you want this selected, but I prefer the privacy. The next setting is under the license setting. And what this is pretty much you can either have the standard YouTube license or the Creative Commons attributions license. And what this does is this allows other people to utilize your content. And you might be thinking, I probably don't want to do that. I don't want other people using my content, but it is pretty beneficial when other people are reposting your things or even using clips of you as long as they're giving that attribution to you. So I personally like to have this as Creative Commons. The next setting here is the category. Now, category is not very important. YouTube even said they don't really use it much unless they have no other data about a piece of content. So be it from keywords or title or those kind of things. So don't stress over this too much. You can choose one of these categories, and if you don't fit into one, just choose whatever you think is closest. It's usually not a huge deal, so don't be stressing over this. The next setting is Shorts remixing. Now this is only going to be for Shorts content, but this pretty much just allows other people to make Shorts with your content, pretty similar to the other license up here. So I would always leave it on allow video and audio remixing. Someone's remixing it, they see your content, you're getting more exposure that way. So I would always recommend leaving this on. The next setting is the comments and ratings. So we can turn on basic moderation, which you might want to use. So if you have comments on and you click into comment moderation basic, that is on, You can pause the moderation or you can even turn it off. I personally like to have it on. And if you click on basic here, you can choose how strict you want it to be. You can just have potentially inappropriate comments, or you can do a lot more strict. So I personally like basic. Strict will kind of hold a lot of stuff that you might not want held, but it's completely up to you. The next setting we have is the visibility. So we can choose to schedule this content, which you're probably going to want to do with the majority of your content. So it doesn't just go live as soon as you upload it, but it's going live whenever you have the most amount of viewers online. So for us, that's usually about 10 a.m. About Central Time. So you can see this in your back end of your analytics if you want to check this. But generally 9 a.m. to 12 and then another wave later in the evening are kind of the most popular times people are online. It will depend on your location and your audience, your target audience's location as well. Another setting is the end screens here. Now this is what shows on the last little bit of your video. So personally, I like to choose one of the ones that they automatically have set. I like just having one subscribe button and one button for your channel as well. So if they click on this, they can subscribe. And you can choose, if you click on the video here, what type you want. Do you want YouTube to choose what's best for the viewer? You can choose a specific video or your most recent upload. YouTube knows what that user is probably watching and what's relevant. So a lot of times I like doing best for viewer. But if I am mentioning a specific video in the video that they just watched, then sometimes I will push them to that if I know it's very relevant and is already performing well. But if you're not sure, best for viewer is usually pretty effective. Another important setting a lot of people will miss is in your general settings over here. So if you click in the bottom left, and then click into channel and then feature eligibility, you'll see different features where it just requires you to do some verification. And as long as you verify your email, which verifies kind of your channel, and you are free of community guidelines, then you get access to different standard features. So if you just made your account, you're definitely going to want to come over here and do this. You can see videos over 15 minutes you can start to post here, custom thumbnails, live streaming. And all you have to do is verify your phone number for this. And then for the advanced features, if you want any of these or you are hitting these limits up here, then you will need a valid ID, your channel history, and video verification as well, which is not difficult to do if you need these. So this is a section that you should definitely come over to as soon as you create your channel and fill these out. And the last setting that you're going to want to make sure you have is in this same settings panel. If you go over to community and then automated filters, you're going to want to make sure you have block links clicked. This will obviously still allow you to create your own links and post them, but this will block links that anyone is trying to send in your comments. So usually those are spam, so we want to block those. So make sure you have this selected as well. So those are all the settings that you need to make sure you have either selected or changed since you created your YouTube account. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.
Tired of feeling overwhelmed with marketing your small business? Let our experienced marketing team help your business grow. With personalized strategies tailored to meet your needs, we'll help you stand out in a crowded market. Contact us today for more information at foxsocialmedia.com.